Hello guys, hope you're doing well. So let's start today's live stream. So as you can see, gold is still bullish. I haven't seen the data yet. So let's see. Okay, so NFP is actually highly negative. Expected was at 75k. Last month it was 79k, but this month it came out to be only 22k. That means that the current interest rate is definitely hurting the labor market, and it's very evident that in the upcoming days, that means in September's FOMC meeting, we can actually see 25 basis rate cut. So that means that I'm pretty sure dollar is going down. So let's see dollar index. So dollar has collapsed. So that means that gold is obviously going to push to the upside, right? So fundamentally, that makes sense that gold is still bullish and market has gone to the upside. And actually, we have taken a trade with our members. So if you look at the trade, so this was our trade entry. So this was the trade that we took. As you can see, there was a 1 hour order block, market up, and from here, market gave us a structure shift, and that's the reason we took the entry. And you can see that initially we booked 1 is to 2.5, and our final target has also been hit. So gold is technically and fundamentally bullish. There is no doubt about that. Initially, I was expecting that we can actually see a high here for this wave B because market tapped the 100% extension level, and from here it can go down, but nothing like that has happened. Market was definitely showing some struggle at this 4 hour point of interest, right? Market was struggling since yesterday. Market was struggling to break above this zone, but finally, due to the negative NFP data we had, gold has finally pushed to the upside, taking out this liquidity. So the gold market is still bullish, and obviously we should be looking to buy gold. Now, if we want to buy gold, what is going to be our point of interest? So it's pretty obvious that this is a very strong candle, so we cannot buy over here. What we want to see is a pullback, and once we get the pullback, then we can look to buy. But for now, we have to wait for this candle to close, and only after it closes, we'll see what our point of interest. So currently, the point of interest that I can see is this initial point of interest where we have this mitigation block plus this 1 hour fair value gap. So this is going to be our initial point of interest. And below that, we also have got this 1 hour order block. In the 4 hour time frame, we don't have any point of interest, so we have to refer to the 1 hour point of interest. And after market gives us a pullback to this zone, we can look to enter on a 5 minute structure shift, and we can target the last high. Okay. Or if market gives us a deep pullback, in that case, this is going to be our point of interest. And from here, we will be looking to buy gold and will be targeting this high. So all in all, gold is still bullish, both fundamentally and also technically market is still bullish. And I also rated this here, as you can see, that the structure is still bullish. Only on market structure shift, it will turn bearish. But there was no market structure shift confirmation. That means that there was no trade for selling gold. We only needed to look to buy gold. And that's the reason we actually bought gold over here with our members today as well. Even though this was a risky trade because this was only based on a 1 minute structure shift, still you can see that this actually worked out pretty well and gave us our full target. So now let's wait for this candle to close, and then we have got these two as our point of interest. We need to wait for market to do the profit taking because this is a news candle obviously, and after the news effect is gone, there will be profit taking. And once there is profit taking, market is going to come down slowly like this. And once it taps this point of interest from here, we'll be looking to buy on a 5 minute structure shift, something like this. So we want to see a 5 minute structure shift with displacement, and then we'll be looking to enter a trade in gold. Stop loss will go below this low, and our target will be this high. So all in all, gold is still bullish, and our intraday bias is still bullish. There is no market structure shift that means we cannot sell gold. Okay, so we have to look to buy only. Now let's look at silver, what's going on. So yesterday silver was actually showing weakness over here, and I was expecting that gold should also follow silver and become bearish and give us a market structure shift, but that obviously did not happen, so we can remove this. And now if we focus on silver, then silver has tapped into this 1 hour order block, and from here market has started bullish once again. So obviously silver is going to target this liquidity over here. So again, if silver gives a pullback to this point of interest, we can be looking to buy silver from here, and we can target this high at $41.5. Okay, so that's the update that I have for silver and gold. Okay, so we have got a new breakout structure. Obviously, we cannot buy here because this is, this is obviously in the all-time high, so we cannot buy gold here. We need to see a pullback to enter a trade in gold. But many traders, what they do is they want to scalp, and for that reason, what they will do is they will mark like this, and for them this will be resistance, right? And then they will go to a lower time frame, like 5 minutes, or even they will go to 1 minute, and from there they'll be looking to enter a trade. So you can see initially market actually rejected this last high, and market came down, but after that market went up. So whenever they will see this kind of a strong candle close above this high, they will enter a trade over here, and they will keep their stop loss below the last low, and they will, so this will be a scalp setup. They will just scalp like 1 is to 2, 1 is to 1.5, something like that, and they will get out of there quickly. So this is for scalpers. If you want to scalp, then this is a way that you can scalp. But this is not for those who want to actually get a good trade and they want to ride the trend with a good risk cost reward. For them, you need to wait for market to give a clear pullback. And only after a pullback and a clear structure shift, confirmation of the lower time frame, you can enter a trade. So that's what we're looking for in gold over here. We are waiting for market to give us a pullback, and from here we will be interested to buy gold. Okay, so seems like GBP USD, Euro USD are also rising because obviously dollar is collapsing. So it makes sense to buy them obviously. So we can buy GBP USD and we can target this high, right? So this is the nearest liquidity that we have. So once we get a pullback to a point of interest, we can look to buy GBP USD. Now Euro USD has already taken out this liquidity. So the next liquidity that Euro USD has is at this level, right? So it is at this level. After that, we have got this level, and after that, we have got this as our liquidity targets as well. So once we see a pullback in Euro USD, then we'll be interested to buy Euro USD. So what I can see over here, our point of interest is going to be this level where we had this breaker block plus this fair value gap. So once we get a pullback to this zone, we can look to enter from here and target this high as our initial target. After that, we can target this above highs as well. But this is going to be our initial target. So this is what I am looking for now in Euro USD. Euro has become bullish once again, and we can look to buy on pullback. GBP USD also same thing, wait for market to give a pullback and then we can look to enter a trade. So currently here also we can see that we have got this as our order block, you can say. So if market taps here after pullback, we can look to buy from here, and this is going to be our target, which will be at 1.35500. So this is going to be our initial target. After that, we can target this highs as well. Okay. So these are the setups that I'm looking for in now. Since dollar is collapsing, so gold will rise, silver will rise, GBP USD, Euro USD, these things will rise. And I'm pretty sure USD CAD, USD CHF, JPY, they are going to go down. Okay, so what happened here? Okay, there was a drop, but after that there was a hammer and market went up. Okay, so it has tapped into this mitigation block, and that's the reason it reacted from here. Okay, if you look at USD CHF, then it has given us a massive drop to the downside, which was expected, by the way. You can see I have drawn an arrow like this since I was expecting USD CHF to eventually come down. Let's see USD JPY. So USD JPY has also given a massive drop to the downside. But again, these pairs are actually kind of sideways. If you look at the higher time frame, then you can see that market is actually kind of inside a range, and it's best to avoid this kind of market. So it's best to trade markets which are in a clear trend, which are in, have clear momentum. Like currently, you have got this momentum in GBP USD, so you can trade that. You can trade Euro USD as well. After a pullback, you can enter from a point of interest, and you can trade these pairs. Okay, let's look at gold. So gold has given us a strong push to the upside. Now, if we see this candle, this 1 hour candle close above the last high, then this will be further confirmation that the buyers are in control. Even though if it's just a liquidity sweep, and if we just see a wick to the upside, still this is a strong push to the upside, and still this will be considered as a bullish trend. And on pullback to our point of interest, we'll be looking to buy. But if we get a candle closing above this level, then this will be extra confirmation that market is actually bullish and that the buyers are actually under control. In that case, we can for sure very easily look to buy after a pullback to a point of interest. Similar thing in silver as well. As you can see, this is going to be our breakout structure in case this candle closes above this high. And in that case, pullback to this zone will be our entry point. And from here, we can look to buy silver and target this last high at $41.47. So all in all, gold is bullish, silver is bullish, Euro USD, GBP USD, these pairs are bullish. So you can look to buy in all of these pairs. Okay, so I think profit taking has started. So that's the reason we're seeing this kind of a wick on the upside. So it's possible that now gold can slowly come to the downside, tap into a point of interest like this mitigation block, and from here it will turn bullish again, and we'll be looking to enter from this zone on a confirmation. Okay, guys, so wait for a pullback and then you can buy because that's our bias. Our bias is towards buying because market is bullish. But if you want to take a counter trend trade, so that's up to you because this was a 1 hour level, the liquidity has been swept. And after that, if we go to 1 minute time frame, then here, if market breaks below this low, then what will we have? We will have a confirmation that market is ready to go down, right? This will be what? This will be a market structure shift. Then on pullback, you can look to sell and you can target our point of interest, which will be this level, right? So you can take this kind of trades, but it is obviously risky because these trades are counter trend trades. And in that case, it's very, very risky to take this kind of trades, right? So if you want to take safe trades, then wait for market to come down, tap into this point of interest, and from here, if we see a nice and clean structure shift in 5 minutes, then we'll be entering a trade in gold. Okay, and I will share the trade with you guys, so don't worry about that. Just be on the stream and just wait for the pullback, and then once market comes down, I will share a setup with you in gold. So silver also tapped into this daily order block, not daily, 1 hour order block. And from here, market is starting to retrace, which is fine. But market is still bullish and eventually it will push to the upside to take out this liquidity. That means we can look to buy. Same thing in GBP USD as well. Wait for market to give us a pullback. And it is also respecting this 4 hour order block, which it should, because these are high time frame point of interest and these are high resistance liquidity zones. So that's the reason market is respecting these levels. which it should, and market will come down from here, and then we can look to buy. Okay. Next Euro USD, similar thing. Wait for market to give a pullback, and then we'll look to enter. Let's see what's going on in crypto. So I think crypto is also giving some good move to the upside. So yes, crypto has also given a strong move to the upside. And let's see what's going on in the higher time frame. So this is a weekly order block that I have drawn from a couple of days, and I'm watching this order block, and I was actually waiting for a clean confirmation. If I saw a clean market structure shift, then I would be interested to take a trade. And there was actually a structure shift if we look over here. Then we had this low, this high, another low to sweep out this low. Then market went up, but here there was no structure shift yet. Then market gave a pullback, and then there was a structure shift with displacement. So if we look over here, then what did we have? We had this 4-hour fair value gap, and we had this 4-hour order block, right? Which market tapped into, and after that market became bullish, and market started to push to the upside. So it's possible that Bitcoin has become bullish once again. It's definitely possible. So keep your eyes on Bitcoin, and you can actually look to buy Bitcoin, I think, because market has already given us a structure shift in the 4-hour. So it's possible that market is ready to push further to the upside. And also in the 4-hour time frame, we have got a new break of structure. So here what we have got this as our order block. So if market actually comes down to this point of interest, you can look to enter a trade from here, and you can target this high. So this is what I think Bitcoin will do. Bitcoin will actually come down, but you have to be careful because Bitcoin respects fair value gaps a lot more than order blocks, whereas gold respects order blocks much more than fair value gaps. So you have to keep these things in mind, and you have to study the behavior of each market to understand which market relies heavily on which point of interest. So Bitcoin, it's possible that market just comes down, taps into this fair value gap, and then market pushes to the upside. Here also you can see we had this 4-hour fair value gap, right? And market just tapped into this, and it again became bullish. So fair value gaps are something that Bitcoin really, really respects, because Bitcoin is heavily a momentum. You can say it's a market where there is a very strong momentum, where there is a very huge volatility in the market. And that's the reason that market does not really give us a tap into the order block all the time. But sometimes it will, but not all the time. Most of the time, it will just tap into a fair value gap, and it is going to respect that fair value gap. And from that level, from that point of interest, market is going to give a move. So let's see what happens if market comes to either this fair value gap or this order block. We can take a trade if we get a clean structure shift in the 15 minutes time frame, or even in the 5 minutes time frame. We can take a trade from this zone. So keep your eyes on this zone Bitcoin, and maybe you will get a nice trade from here. Okay. So I'm not very sure whether Bitcoin has turned bullish again or not. I'm not very sure about that. But yes, weekly it has turned tapped into an order block, and there is a 4-hour structure shift. So it's very much possible that market has turned bullish once again. If that happens, that market is going to go to the upside and target this last all-time high, which was at $124,500. So if you're looking to buy Bitcoin from here, obviously, there are multiple hurdles in between your entry and your liquidity level. You can see we have this fair value gap. So we have to see how market reacts from here. We have got this order block. So we'll also have to see how market reacts from here. So these zones are hurdles for Bitcoin if market wants to push to the upside. So you have to see the price action, monitor the price action once market starts to go towards your liquidity level, which is your target. Then you have to focus on this point of interest and see how market reacts from these levels. If market respects this zone, this fair value gap, and starts to decline and gives a structure shift in the 1-hour time frame, that means it's pretty obvious that market is going to respect this zone, and from here market is going to go bearish again, and it's possible that market will come down to take out this liquidity. But if market does not respect this and market trades through this fair value gaps, then it is highly possible that market has turned bullish once again, and market is actually going towards your target, which is at this weekly liquidity level. So whenever you take a trade and you have got a huge move to capture, always look at the price action, monitor the price action. Don't just set and forget like many YouTubers suggest you to do. Don't do that. Always look at the price action, how market is moving, and accordingly do what you have to do. Okay? So Bitcoin, it's possible that market has turned bullish once again, and it can again go to this all-time high. And like I said, you can go to the 4-hour, and from there, you can look to enter a trade from here. But let's say market directly keeps pushing up from here, then you will have more point of interest in the 4-hour. From there, you can look to enter your trades. So Bitcoin actually created this order block, which market tapped into, and from here, market is pushing to the upside. So it's very much possible that market has turned bullish once again. If market breaks above this high, then we'll have further more confirmation that Bitcoin has turned bullish. And in that case, don't miss Bitcoin because maybe Bitcoin is ready for a new all-time high. Okay. Now let's go back to gold and see what's going on over here. And guys, if this stream is helpful, then make sure to like this stream. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And if you still haven't joined my free Telegram channel, then make sure to join this, right? Okay, now let's see what's going on in gold. So we have got 4 minutes left for this 1-hour candle to close. Once it closes, then obviously we'll wait for market to give us a pullback, and then from this level we are going to make our entry. Let's see in the 1 minute what did we have. So in the 1 minute, what do you see? We have got a 1 minute structure shift. Market has went up. Market is testing this order block plus this fair value gap, and it's possible that market can drop from here. So those were counter trend traders. They can actually, not they can, they will actually take their trades from this zone where we have this hurdle, right? This order block plus this fair value gap. So they are going to take their trades from this zone, but we are not interested to take our trades from there. And we are going to take our trades towards the trend, which is buying. We don't want to sell gold, right? We want to buy gold. And for that, we want to see a clean pullback and then a structure shift in a lower time frame. And only then we'll be interested to buy gold. Silver is giving us a very strong breakout structure in the 1-hour time frame, which is good for us, which is indicating firmly that market is eventually going to trade through this 1-hour order block, and market is going to take out this liquidity that we have drawn over here. And that means after a pullback, we can look to enter from here, and we can look to target this high at $41.45 or $41.5, just to give you a psychological level. Okay, guys, if you have any queries in any other pairs, make sure to ask in the chats. I'll be happy to help you. Okay, so you can see this 1-hour candle closing is very strong, which is good, but it will give a pullback because you already have a week on the upside, which is indicating that profit taking has started. So we will see a pullback, obviously. And from this zone, we'll be interested to buy gold. So this will be our first point of interest, and this is going to be our second point of interest. Now let's look at silver. So silver, this is going to be our, I would say, only point of interest. I don't want to say our first point of interest because, yeah, this is the only point of interest that I can see in silver. And this is the daily range. So if we look at this, then this zone also coincides with, you can say, approximately the 50% level. So it's possible that market taps here, and from here market becomes bullish again, and we can look to enter a trade from here. So we'll wait for market to tap into this zone, and from here we'll look to buy, and we'll target this high. Okay, so this will be your trade in silver. So I'm explaining everything. I'm explaining what we are looking at, where is our entry, where is our point of interest, and I hope that you're actually learning something from this, not just trying to copy my trades or putting your pending orders over here. Not like that, guys. Please try to learn how I'm analyzing the charts. Try to learn that, okay? So let's wait now for this candle to close. We've got 50 seconds and then we will see. we see a pullback, then we'll try to enter from this zone in silver. And similarly in gold, we'll have this zone as our point of interest. Okay, so we have got the 1 hour candle closing, which is actually a new break of structure. So that means it's very clear gold is still bullish. And what we will do is we will wait for market to give us a pullback to this point of interest. And from here, we will be interested to buy gold. Okay. And I'll be targeting this high, which will create this pullback. So this will be our setup in gold. So market has tapped into this order block, and I'm pretty sure that smart money traders will enter from here and they will sell gold from here, which we are not interested to do because this is a reversal buyer's trade, which I'm not very interested in. So I will wait for market to give this pullback and then we will enter from this zone. Similarly in silver, we had a very strong break-off structure. We will wait for market to tap into this point of interest, which was our last breaker block. And from here, we'll look to enter and target this high. So these are the trade setups in gold and silver. In GBP USD, we'll wait for market to give a pullback to this area. This is going to be our point of interest. Or in the 4 hour, we'll have this as our area. But in both cases, both these areas are overlapping with each other. So this is the actual area. So we'll wait for market to tap into this area. And if we see a structure shift over here in the 5 minutes time frame, we'll be interested to enter a trade and we will target this liquidity. Now let's look at Euro USD. So Euro USD has also taken this liquidity. That means now it is going to come down. So what is the point of interest that we have? So in the 4 hour, we have got this broken level, which is the mitigation block. In the 1 hour, we have got this as the order block. So if now market comes down to this order block, we'll be interested to enter from here on a market structure shift in the 5 minutes time frame and we'll be targeting this high. Okay. So these are the trade setups that I'm looking for right now, and all of them are bullish. So gold is dropping, as you can see, as I've told you, that now market can actually come down from here because market has given a 1 minute structure shift, and it's possible that market will give us a pullback. There will be profit taking. The effect of the news is gone. So now market, those who have bought from here after the breakout of this high, they will do their profit taking. So market will give us a pullback to this area. And from here, we'll be looking to enter a trade in gold. SPX 500, this will be your buying zone for the next week. So make sure as you get a pullback to this zone, you can look to buy from here on a structure shift in the 1 hour time frame or even in the 15 minutes time frame, and you can target this high. So this will be your setup in SPX 500 for the next week. Gold, we are still waiting for a pullback. We don't have any pullback yet. We want to see a strong pullback before we can take an entry. Because if we look at this move over here, then this is our dealing range from this low to this high. And we want to see at least a pullback to 50% level, which will be equilibrium level. At least 50% pullback should happen before we can look to take our entry and target the last high. But ideally, our point of interest is at this zone where we have this mitigation block plus this fair value gap in the 1 hour. So this is going to be our ideal entry point of interest. So that's what we're waiting for. We want to see a pullback to this zone, and then we want to make an entry from this zone. Okay. Silver also same thing. Even though market came down very close to this level, but market did not tap into this level. We want to see a clear tapping of this zone. And once market taps into this zone, we will go to the 5 minutes, and from there we'll be looking to take an entry in silver, and we'll be targeting the high at $41.5. GBP West is also pushing upside without any pullback, but if we want to buy, we want to see a pullback. We cannot buy from this level, obviously. We have to see a pullback, and after pullback, we can go to the lower time frame, and from there on confirmation, we can look to enter and target this liquidity level at 1.35500. Euro USD, similar structure. Market is bullish once again. And on pullback, we'll be looking to enter a trade. This liquidity is already taken. So our next liquidities will be at this high and this high, and finally at this high. So we'll be looking to buy Euro USD once we get a nice pullback. Till then, let market go up and wait for the pullback. And once you get the pullback, only then you can make your entry. So let's see when we get the pullback. Possibly this 1 hour candle is going to close bullish. And then what we'll have is this fair value gap over here, right? In the 1 hour time frame, this will be a nice and big fair value gap. But along with that, we'll also have this zone, which will be the mitigation block. So this zone is going to be a very important zone. And like I said, we want to see a pullback at least to our equilibrium level and possibly to this zone. So once market taps here, we'll be interested to buy gold from here, and we'll be targeting the last time. Okay, so this is the analysis in gold, and we're still waiting for this pullback. Hmm. Guys, another 1 hour candle is about to close. We're still waiting for a strong pullback, which we don't have yet. Obviously, we will see a pullback very soon, but we don't have a pullback till now. So we'll have to keep waiting because we cannot obviously buy at these levels. We have to wait, and once we get a pullback, then we'll be looking to buy gold and we'll be targeting this last high. Same thing in silver. Silver has even though given us a pullback, but it hasn't tapped into our point of interest. So it's possible that this is just an inducement and market will again come down, tap into this point of interest, and from here market can again push to the upside. So till market takes out this high, keep buying silver as you get a pullback. GBP/USD is very close to taking out this liquidity and will take this out very soon. That means we don't have any trade over here. So now we have to see what market does next. If market is able to give us a breakout above this high, that will be further confirmation that GBP is further bullish, and then we can look to buy on a pullback. But right now this liquidity was the nearest liquidity that we have, which is already taken or is very close to get taken. So very soon it is going to get taken. Euro USD has given us a new break of structure, which is very good news. Euro USD has given us a new break of structure. Okay, so that's a wonderful news. So that means we can buy Euro USD, and for that again we need to wait for a pullback. So what are the point of interest that we have? We have got this fair value gap over here in the 1 hour time frame, and below that we have got this order block. So wait for market to tap into this order block or even this fair value gap. And from here, if you see a structure shift in the 5 minutes time frame, then you can look to enter a trade from here and you can target this last high. So this will be the trade in Euro USD. And GBP USD, I already told you we need to see how market closes. So 1 hour candle is closed already. This 1 hour candle is going to be important. If it closes above this high, then it's very clear market is going to continue to the upside. And in that case, we'll wait for market to give us a pullback and then we'll be looking to enter a trade. Silver, as you can see, it is still respecting this 1 hour order block, and it's possible that market now comes down. Like I said, this can be an inducement, and if market comes down, taps here and gives a confirmation, we will buy from here and will target this high at $41.5. Gold has given us back-to-back bullish candles, creating multiple point of interest. So what we have over here, we have got this fair value gap now because we have this three candle formation. So what we have is this fair value gap, right? So now wait for market to tap into this fair value gap, and from here also you can look to enter a trade. If market gives a confirmation in 5 minutes, then you can look to enter a trade from this fair value gap also. But in case market comes down a little bit lower, in that case you can consider this mitigation block as well. So if market gives a deeper pullback, in that case you can consider entry from this zone where we have mitigation block plus this fair value gap. So on a 5 minute structure shift, you can look to enter from here as well, and you can target this high. So these are the current updates that I have in gold right now: gold, silver, and also GBP USD and Euro USD. So if you want any more updates in any other pairs, let me know in the chat. Else I'll just wrap up this stream today here, because we now have to wait for this pullback and that can take hours, and only after this pullback we can make our entry. Obviously we cannot take our entry over here, so for that we'll have to wait. And obviously I will update more price actions in gold and silver as we see this pullback. So make sure to join the free Telegram channel. You can find the link below in the description. So that will be it for today. See you in my next video. Till then, take care and trade safe.